Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your Daily Dose. We are back on the pirating adventure. I have been very, very busy lately, so I do apologize for the slight break in the festivities, i.e., the videos. But I will say this, there hasn't really been a great deal going on for this game. I do believe there are a couple of things to mention. Apu came out. Um, I don't know if he's realistically worth investing in, to be honest with you. I feel like most of the time it's better to just start saving towards those legendary type heroes. Interesting. I mean, it's interesting, right? But a lot of people are going to be building the Supernova team. Let me know in the comment section down below if you did go ahead and build this guy. But I really do feel like if you have, that's great. You can continue with the event. Maybe you can get a couple of extra copies, get really, really lucky. But for everybody else, it is the Valentine's event. For those that are, well, I guess in a relationship, situationship, or alone, doesn't really matter. It's Valentine's Day on the game. So happy Valentine's Day to you all. Now, of course, there are a couple of things that I would say they're very similar. They're just reskinned events from the past, so everybody probably knows a little bit about them already. Um, it is interesting because they are kind of being slightly more generous this time, so everybody does get some free stuff. Is it good free stuff? We'll find out in a moment. The kitchen is kind of it's a little bit different. I will give you that. Kind of like the Big Mum event where you need to collect certain items to make certain things, and then you can basically achieve and hand in and basically you get stuff for free. But they are giving you a kid copy, so for those that are looking to build kid, they're giving you some free stuff. Don't really even need to do anything just to get that. Just basically log in for the day and you get your first level reward. The rest of it, though, you have to kind of figure out a little bit about where to actually acquire that. I think the best idea is... Oh, it even says your name too. I just noticed that. Collect ingredients. You're going to have to fight this guy, right? You can, of course, get a couple of additional buys. So if you've got some gems, I think it's 6 is the maximum. Yep, 5 is the maximum. Doesn't matter about VIP, I don't believe. I think you can just buy 5 max. And then it really just comes down to, I want to say how much damage you can do. Now, the first time, like you all know, it doesn't matter. And then there's no real big boss either. So for those that quote unquote, I hate saying the word, all the time, but for those that um, don't really have a great team, you can pretty much just get this stuff for free. And you can challenge them 5 times a day. It doesn't seem to raise the difficult level either. So, like I said, free stuff. It's not bad. Let me know if you do struggle against these, because then I would recommend maybe using some of your trees to power up some heroes. But from my understanding and from what I can observe, it is fairly easy to get the free ingredients. Now that might change throughout the event. Maybe they get a little bit harder. Maybe the ingredient list changes. But basically, yeah, free stuff. Free stuff. So what are you going to do with it? You go to the kitchen and you can make certain items. Now, these items, of course, they're used, I believe, for more corresponding material. So what do we do? Maximum available is 10. Maximum 10 here. It seems like you can get multiple copies. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Does look like you need to include a couple of interesting things here. I wonder what this one is. Um, Chant recruitment order, butterfly roses. You get some roses for that one. Let's try it anyway. Let's just do like the stock standard. Let's do one of these ones. And then, what is this? Unlocks at level 2. Oh, okay. So I get it. So you kind of have to do the event a little bit to get the second tier unlock. I thought so. I was like looking around like, yeah, it could be interesting. So you need to do this a couple of times. So that does mean that you probably have to go and collect some more ingredients. Old mate Sanji getting a little feisty already. But it seems to be simple. It seems to be simple. Now, I would say, is it worth spending the gems on? Yeah, absolutely. You do get a little bit back on it. Of course, if you are just looking to get some kid copies, I don't see that being like terrible. Now, but I do suspect, this is my suspicion, that the difficulty per level is going to increase. So I think that's going to happen. I wonder if they let us reset it as well. Probably not. Let's just go ahead and build one of those, then one of those. Chocolate makes everything better. Looks like we're capped out though per day. So we'll have to come back tomorrow for the rest of that. Defeat 5 monsters, level 1. I reckon these are probably going to increase in difficulty. But for the main part, for the initial part, everybody should be able to do it. I don't know what the stage 5 difficulty is going to be. Is it worth it? Well, sure. It makes it fun, right? At least it makes it fun. The other section is basically getting your flower pots. Now, you need to essentially, quote unquote, throw out some flower prayers. It's an interesting time, like terminology there. But all of these odds on the screen are the same. So you have exactly the same odds of getting the jackpot as you do getting 5 Ascension Stones. It's explained out here. So basically, you just need to keep drawing until you unlock the second and third big row stage. But essentially speaking, it should all be quote unquote equal. Let's go and say, 50. Let's go. We got 50. All right. So we got 50 and it cost us 5 roses for the first prayer. And it cost us 10 roses for the second prayer. And, oh, it's still 10 roses. Okay. All right. So at least you're getting a guaranteed 2 5 stars out of this. That's just food. Don't knock food. Particularly if you're a new player and you're coming into this event after like the first month of playing or first few weeks, this will pop up. Of course, remember that you always get some free additional goodies. You get some free grand summons there as well as some summons themselves. It is a summoning event, so if you've been saving up, you will of course be able to snag the grand prize. Now, Apu is not in there, I don't think. I'm pretty sure he's not. I'm pretty sure. Oh, maybe he is. Chanton's not in there. Maybe this is just the Marine and Emperor, though. I don't think it's an all-purpose pack. That's a bit sucky. I mean, you would assume that at this stage they give you an all-purpose pack. But anyway, so Chanton's not in there, but the rest of them are. Look, if you've been saving up, maybe this is a time for you to pull. I do know that there is a corresponding feature here, so for those that are curious, if you want to work your way through the list, you will be able to get quite a few free flowers every single day. But then after that, basically, it's like, just do your stuff. Do your stuff, smash it out, and you should be able to at least acquire some things there. Now, I don't think it's not rocket science, right? Guild War, participate when it goes open. X server, basically fight in the X server. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure you don't miss out on the opportunity to do it. I wish there was a skip button here. A couple of other games have got like skip buttons. Anyway, that's pretty much all you need to do. And then you get some free roses, and then of course you can get a couple of free extra shards, which is fantastic, realistically. Now, what else is there? I guess this is the main draw event of the whole thing. I mean, if you're not pulling for any of those heroes specifically, that's absolutely fine. But for me personally, I mean, there's a couple that you would recommend. Absolutely, Shira is phenomenal. Support would be the word. All-rounder. Definitely can make some progress with her on your team, particularly if you're not playing a meta team, which is, I mean, there's not really too much of a meta team. Mainly it's just Marines or Emperors. But she is a kind of a part of that meta team with all girls, with Momo, of course, Big Mama. You got Yamato, and of course you got Shira and Goldfish Girl bringing up the last support. So she is very, very viable, particularly if you are a free-to-play player and you've been building her in the background, you've been saving up. For those that are curious, Kid is a good DPS. Kind of falls off, though. Wouldn't really recommend building him. It's just a sad fact. You know, build him because he's cool, why not? The rest of them aren't great. You use this basically for Shira food. Not Shira food, Goldfish Girl food. He's the Goldfish Girl food. Never really built Poison Guy. Um, would be interesting though. Not gonna lie, I'm sure there's some viability with them, but I don't think they're really end game. For me, I mean, the obvious choice is going to be Marco. For those curious, Marco is definitely what you would classify as the end game kind of support hero. Basically, a mandatory must build for any Emperor team. Any Emperor team must have them. And really, I've been waiting for this. I've been patiently waiting, not spending a lot of resources outside of these events, just sort of building it up so that I can finally finish off my first E3 team, 13-star team for those that use that vernacular. So this event is pretty much just going to be a Marco event for me. I will be doing some pools later on, but I just wanted to cover the specifics there. Maybe we get lucky though. Maybe we'll just do 30 pools because, you never know, right? Of course, for those that are curious, the grand jackpot is the selection chest at the end. You can only do this one time, so once you do 300 pulls, you won't be able to get the next grand jackpot. It doesn't reset itself, just goes to 300. But you will always get the guaranteed every 150. For those that are curious and are pulling for Shira, it only costs you 110 to get a copy of her. So you are in a little bit more of a luck situation there. You almost get a guaranteed extra full copy by the time you've done your 300 pulls. But for us, alas, it's 150 and then we get the guaranteed Marcos. Now, the drop rates aren't fantastic. I know that they do show them on the screen. For us to get the Marco drop rate is like less than 1%. Ugh, it sucks, but it is what it is, right? So let's shut up. Maybe we get lucky. You never know, right? You never know. I already knew that I'm going to be spending a little bit on this event to get old mate Marco, so I'm not worried. We got a Drake. I mean, look. What can I say? What can I say? It's a Drake, right? Do some solo pulls. You know the luck on this channel has been insane. Got 9 there, so I mean, you know, on average, I think if you were to do 300 of these pulls, you get about 6 5-stars. Plus, you get some light and dark food, which is basically Marine Emperor food. You do get some additional copies as well. It is nice. It's a nice event, but these events are absolutely 100% gotchas. If you don't need any of these heroes, don't pull for it. Basically, forget about it and just move on. Now, of course, I don't think there's anything else here. This one resetted. This one is pretty stock standard. I was hoping, fingers crossed, and I know we just passed it, but I really was hoping for. Personally, I was hoping that we would have got like a summons event with Marco as a reward, but it didn't happen this time around. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe we just pull something over here. Who knows? Hey, yeah, that's not bad. I mean, that's not bad. Technically a mid-tier elite. All right, let's keep going. Come on, honestly, I only really need one Marco copy. I'm not gonna lie. I really only need one Marco copy. That's why I'm going to be doing that event to get that. I'm going to be spending quite a lot of these ones outside of event pool, which is not the logical thing to do, but it's ultimately what I'm going to do to get the other Marco copy. I've already decided. I don't care. You can't convince me otherwise. But outside of that, that's pretty much it. That's the event in a nutshell. We'll be pushing I want to say we're going to be pushing 5 million. I reckon once we get Marco up there, we're going to get 5 million for sure. Then we're going to talk a little bit about how to get higher than level 340, because there is a way to get over the 340 cap. So we're going to be talking about that. It's going to be involving the amplification tree. It's all going to be happening at some point during this week. But I thought we'd just drop in and say happy Valentines for those. Make sure you participate. Make sure you're getting the rewards. And let me know in the comment section down below. Did you end up building a poo? Interesting. I don't know if I necessarily would build this guy. I'll do a review if you want me to do a review on him, but let me know as well. Until next time.